I don't understand this at all, Peter. Old music is so much better than what we have these days. Yeah, I love the rat-a-tat-tat on those drums. People only look at the good songs. The plain thing is that they only looked at the injuries on surviving planes to figure out which bits to reinforce, but they should have been looking where there were no injuries because those are the ones that didn't make it back. These copper ingots, the devil said, are of subpar quality. You accepted them as payment, the merchant said. The deal is done. Very well, I will uphold my end of the bargain, the devil said. Your name will live forever. That is all I ask, said Eanazer? One of the oldest pieces of writing we have is a complaint about crappy copper that a merchant named Eanazer has been selling. So he made a deal with the devil for eternal fame, but the fame is as a shitty salesman. Peter, how would 45 plus 45 equal 135? When you ask him what 45 plus 45 is, and he says 90 instead of 135. I think it's a gym reference. You start with 45 pounds on the bar, then add 45 pounds of weight to each side of the bar. You're left with 135. Peter, please. Unnecessary ribs. These two. Just remove them. You don't need them. This one gave me a good laugh, so I'm happy to explain this one. Marilyn Manson had a rumor circulated that he got ribs removed to suck his own. The man giving the presentation looks like Marilyn Manson, mostly in the makeup. So the joke is that it looks like Marilyn Manson is giving a presentation about which ribs are not needed because he would know which ribs aren't needed because he got them removed to suck his own. For added clarification to anyone curious, it is just a rumor and not actually true. Peter, help me understand. Our primal instinct makes us explore the unknown worlds. Step 2, realize the universe doesn't want us to leave our home world. Step 3, create ways to outcome the harsh and cold nature of the universe. Bro tip, we still cannot disobey the unbreakable law of physics. Step 4, receive a message from another civilization. We are not alone anymore. Fun fact, highly advanced alien civilizations are likely to be peaceful. Likely. This is a reference to All Tomorrows, a book written by C.M. Kozman. In the book, humans figure out how to manipulate DNA to create new species. They create the Star People and transport their DNA to other planets throughout the galaxy. Another alien species invaded the planet and transformed them into whatever they wanted, and they did so very sadistically. Some of the creatures are horrifying, but can work. All suffered, but some way worse than others. What's the connection, Peter? Let me go, please, I'll do anything. But he could die. Please, I'll do anything. I never made that connection before. Because Beast was going to kill Gaston, but then Gaston said, stop, I'll do anything, and Beast is like, oh shit, because that's exactly what Belle said to him when he was gonna imprison her dad. So he let Gaston live. Then Gaston stabbed him in the back. Stab in the back. Innuendo for butt stuff. How do I find Area 51? Move. The left? Wrong area. To the left? But I'll take a burger? AI generated comic randomly placing words and images together based on whatever the original prompt was. AI isn't replacing us true memers anytime soon. Peter, explain. I'm black, I don't understand. I'll never vote for you. Then, I'm afraid you ain't black, Jack. Joe Biden, while campaigning to win the 2020 election, made the controversial statement, if you are having trouble figuring out whether you're for me or for Trump, then you ain't black. Essentially, this comic portrays that statement by having him literally turn a black woman white for refusing to vote for him. I get the eating people joke, but is this referencing something? Who are they? Your Honor, if you are what you eat, then my clients are innocent men. The Coffin of Andy and Laylee is a horror game where a sister manipulates his brother into committing murder, cannibalism, and incest. Grandmother just sent this to me. What am I missing, PETA? I'd put those clocks and watches back now if I were you. It's a time change joke. Only works one day a year. Alright, we have gender bent Anakin and Obi-Wan. Anakin turns Obi-Wan's lightsaber off. Very funny, Anakin, but it's actually time to practice. Ha 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 ha. Huh? They lift their hand, twist it. Ah! Hello, Flamin' Gator here. Testicular torsion spell should be legal. Hashtag hot take. Happy to be of service, mate. They're women though, right? I'm in the 55%. 55% of people will be confused by this picture. It's a Pokemon named Zubat that's using a move called Confuse Ray. It makes you confused. I don't know why it's 55% though. It has 55% accuracy. PETA, what do these letters mean? It's always WYD, never DYWMTCOAEYPTYCOMF. Peter here, I'm not sure. On an unrelated note, do you want me to come over and eat your p till you on my face? Looks female enough. Smash! I don't understand this one. Do not ask a trans girl what game she plays. She's been typing for an hour now. It's a stereotype amidst the trans community that trans girls will obsessively and unobstructedly talk about video games, such as Celeste or Fallout New Vegas, for absurd amount of time. This is being shown here. Of course, I'm fairly certain most groups have a similar stereotype about them. Didn't know I was trans. What the f***? Lol. Garfield, His 9 Lives. Movie adaptation. Garfield, His 9 Lives. Original book. I see some horrifying looking Garfields on there. Hey, Megs Beanie here. The comic book Garfield His 9 Lives is divided into 9 different segments that show the various lives Garfield had before the one we usually see in the comics, in line with the common myth that all cats have 9 lives. Not all of those segments made it into the movie adaptation. The most notable one was the segment Primal Self, which is probably what the meme is about. It shows Garfield in another life where he is named Tigger and lives with an old lady. He meets an evil force of some kind that makes him become feral and show violent behavior, and the segment ends with him planning to kill his owner, strongly suggesting that he ended up doing it. It even shows Garfield in his current life, terrified and remorseful for the things he did back then. What the f***? Is that gonna be in the animated Chris Pratt movie? PETA, what does this mean? When people say English is easy, you got a soldier, an air filter, painting wood, a wax stamp, some guy, and a seal. The word seal meaning a ton of different things. Few obvious ones and pick Navy SEAL, the animal seal. Oh, and an envelope seal. Edit, I'm glad you all feel like you have a good grasp on the language, but trying to explain the joke to me days later in a reply achieves nothing. Joint seal for car, wood seal, and this dude is seal between seal and seal? Yeah, he's a singer. His biggest hit is Kiss from a Rose. Now that is a banger. This is incomprehensible. The myth of consensual home ownership. I consent to selling my house. I consent to buying your house. I don't. Isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? Conservative pundit Ben Shapiro, guy on the left, famously said that facing rising sea levels caused by climate change, people living on the coast should sell their houses and move. Progressive YouTuber H Bomber Guy famously dunked on Shapiro, shouting, "Sell the houses to who, Ben? F***ing Aquaman?" Aquaman pictured in center. Greta Thunberg disagrees with the idea of selling your coastal house and thinks we should instead stop climate change so you don't need to do that. When the opposing schools debate team consists of an anthropomorphic dragon, wolf, and fox all crossing their arms. YouTube commentary channel persona characters are sometimes anthropomorphic animals, and they cross their arms a lot when making points. Also, they combine the worst aspects of a toddler, overbearing smugness and not knowing anything. I think you mean teenagers. Both, really. Help me, PETA. Soviet politicians during political crisis. It can't be that bad, can it? Now wait just a minute. Swan Lake will apparently air on Russian TV during major political events, like a political coup or the death of a leader. It played non-stop on the TV during the 1991 Soviet coup d'etat attempt, as to not tell people about the current events in the news, I reckon. When you think you got your period, but it's just this. Representing the guys right now. We have no idea what the fuck that is and don't want to know. Hi, Peterina here. Vaginal discharge sometimes is weirdly thick right before ovulation. People sometimes describe it looks like raw egg whites, and it clumps in a way blood does when you menstruate. So when you have no way to check, it feels like a start of a period. A J.K. Rowling comic. I'm sorry I messed up your coffee order, J.K. Rowling. Aw, it happens. What? Huh? The coffee shop pedo? Robert Galbraith is a pseudonym that J.K. Rowling used to write the Cormoran Strike series. Is that a book series where she portrayed a barista as a pedophile or something? Because if so, we've cracked it. I don't know if that happened specifically, but Rowling has been known to reference IRL drama in her works, so the joke may be about that. This has 60,000 likes, and I have no idea what's funny. One time in high school, these two guys were arguing over who could freestyle better, so everyone met up in the bathroom after lunch to hear them go verse for verse. The guy who went first opened up with 3 L's to the face, call that living like Larry. It ended immediately. The joke is that this bar is so weak that they immediately stopped the contest. Disney Pixar's Maya? What? Peter, that's not a meme. That's just people have been using Bing's new AI to make absolutely posters for Pixar movies. This one is based off former star Mia Khalifa, but there's plenty of others. On a first date, don't know if I should be worried or not. Found the original. I don't know if it relates to the edited post. Man, what is up with people f***ing up posts and making people not get them? Yeah, I could not see on that second image in the first one. Alright, I don't get this one. Math test. Bob has 36 candy bars. He eats 29. What does he have now? I know this one. Diabetes. I don't know who the guy is, but I assume he's somehow known for the phrase diabetes. I mean, you're wrong, but PETA, what does this mean? 2016, stabbed in the heart. 2017, healing. Still a little sad. 2018, still healing. Looks a little depressed still. 2019, no more heart, and now she has bat wings and red eyes. Finally, without the There's a meme going about which has this exact comic, but the fourth frame is just a picture of a tube of toothpaste shitting. The meme has gone around with that image with a following comment asking for this image without the like this. Girlfriend sent me this. What the f does it mean? Wasn't that clock at 11:55 p.m. 20 minutes ago? Me, don't think about it too much. A hybrid joke of No Nut November and the weird succubus girl everyone has a kink for. I was thinking it was premature ejaculation joke. Forgot about No Nut November. I was too busy nutting to remember No Nut November. Peter, where's the mother? I'd give anything to speak to my dead parents. Dad, it's really you! Hello, son. Well, I'll put your mother on. In death, as in life, father and son have nothing to say to each other. But if the relationship is good, they understand each other completely, as shown here. Not that I'd know, mind. My connection with my own dad is strained at best. Need context because the comments are claiming this is really funny. Charlie D'Amelio picked up a shift as a Walmart cashier for a video. Where's the baby when you need him, man? The baby shot and killed someone in a Walmart in 2018. I guess the joke is wishing a similar fate to her. Oh, holy f***, missing the joke. Californians be like, look at me, I'm the Texan now. People from California are moving to Texas in record numbers. Our population has also reached record numbers. What's the fun fact? 1 out of every 8 Americans is a Californian. Don't forget the they hate us cause they ain't us angle. Everyone's got an opinion on number 1 and it isn't even remotely a contest. But Texans and Californians can agree on one thing. At least we ain't Mississippi. I'm not getting it? This guy cut me off on the freeway today. I'm not even mad. It's an edited version of the image. In the original, the car's license plate reads, "Excuse me," which sounds like "excuse me." Gotta love how the edited version ruins the joke. Help me, Peter, I don't get the joke. Well, we'll never want for food, Doris. This rock is absolutely encrusted with oysters, and mussels all the way to the top. It being encrusted all the way to the top implies the water will rise all the way there at high tide, drowning them. I agree. You could also hear it as, we'll never want for food, at least, ignoring that they'll have no safe water to drink, and their only food source is very salty. What did Kevin's dad do to be able to afford a house like this and 9 first-class tickets to Paris? Oh, right. The actor who played the dad from Home Alone also played the dirty cop on The Sopranos. The top pick is talking about Home Alone, and the bottom pick is about his role in The Sopranos. What did his character in The Sopranos do? He was a dirty cop. He helped Tony get away with crimes and whatnot, gave him information too that only law enforcement would know. Of course, he did this all for a price from Tony.